Good morning, brothers and sisters, and welcome to our daily word from the Lord. And today we enter the third week of Advent, leading up to the third Sunday of Advent. I trust that you had a beautiful day of worship yesterday, and that you were able to join in a service of worship, either by attending in-person worship or by sharing together on an online service. I encourage you to connect with worship this Advent season as much as possible, because we are worshiping the Messiah. And we are focusing on one of the great Advent hymns, "My heart and voice I raise to sing Messiah's praise." And as we continue to reflect on that hymn, one of the things that I like is how this hymn covers the whole scope of human history, from creation in the beginning, in the first verse, to the fullness of God's kingdom in the last verse, when all the world will see the glory of the Lord. Or as the prophet Habakkuk put it in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 14, when the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. This hymn covers that scope, and I places the Messiah in the flow of history from the beginning right to the very end. And the first verse talks about the creation of the world and places the Messiah at the beginning of human history, at the creation, and identifies the Messiah as the one who is and who was and is and ever shall be. In the first verse, the hymn begins with these words: "My heart and voice I raise to spread Messiah's praise. Messiah's praise let all repeat, the universal Lord, by whose almighty word creation rose in form complete." And as I said, the hymn writer places the Messiah at the beginning of the Bible in Genesis chapter 1 and 2, at the center of the creation story, and as the beginning of human history. And the biblical foundation for this verse comes from John chapter 1, verses 1 through 5, where John talks about the universality and the deity of the Messiah, the Lord Jesus Christ. And he begins his gospel with these words: "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and apart from him, nothing came into being that has come into being. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it." This opening verse affirms the deity of the Messiah, Jesus Christ, and the presence of the Messiah at the creation of the world, and identifies him as the one through whom all things came into being, and apart from whom nothing came into being that has come into being. And so as we journey through this Advent season, and as we raise heart and voice to praise the Messiah, let us worship the Messiah, knowing that our Messiah, Jesus, is the second person of the Trinity, and the one who created all things, and the one who was and is and ever shall be. Amen.